What's cracking? It's Cuss. Real quick before I even start, I want to give a big shout out to UFO 2000 Hunter and Sal Avila Productions, because those two guys right there really helped me with my battery relocation project that I was doing. UFO 2000 Hunter, he get a lot of like really in-depth videos on his channel about wiring and about intakes and about carburation, about a bunch of stuff to do with not just the D21 but engines in general, like especially older vehicles. And then Sal Avila Productions, he has pretty much the only D21 battery relocation video that I could find on YouTube. So go check those two guys out. Let's get into it. So go over two basic things right now. Start with the grounds and then I'll go to the positives. Here I get a ground right here. I removed the OEM ground that came from the battery used to be right here. As you can see, I took my intake, instead of going across and then over to the hot side, I just did a right to the cold side over here. A little short ram for it. It sucks way more air coming so quick into the intake right there. So that's pretty cool. But I removed that OEM one that goes from the battery to the chassis right here and then down to the block. And I put my zero gauge, my aught gauge, right from the stud right there over to this bolt over here on the head. And then I upgraded this one. Back here you'll find the like little dental floss looking one. I updated that one to this zero gauge as well, just to give it a solid ground. Anything's better than that little piece of tissue paper that's sitting back there. So there's those grounds. In the cab, I get my battery here. I grounded it right there to, there was a bolt, like a threaded bolt area right there that I wasn't using. So I threaded it right into there. There's the ground. And then underneath, I got another ground up here that, you see that little dental floss one right next to it? Right there. That's the original one that does the frame to the chassis. But I just found another bolt, or I think it's the bottom end of that one that I bolted inside. And I made a little short one go into that same spot to give it that solid ground all around. So there's my grounds. Let's go to the positives. Positives, right here, you can see is the fusible links. And just like UFO and Sal both said, just cut that sucker. Cut them, and then I twisted them together. I put a little butt splice right here, and I took some 100% oxygen-free copper wire that I had from an audio system right down there. Here is actually the other side of it. And I twisted those fusible links up, put it into the butt splice, and then spliced this one in with it. 100% copper, oxygen-free copper, skosh. It's just some extra. That's why it's always good to have some extra everything lying around, extra nuts and bolts, extra wires, extra terminals, extra everything. You know, extra parts. Get extra maps and stuff that I get sitting around here. So then I ran that down, and you'll see in a second where I ran that to. And then that whole harness that had the starter wire coming up here, right to the battery, it goes right from the battery down to the starter itself. So I cut the harness open and I pulled that wire all the way out so that I could keep that one, because that actually is a really good wire. And then I re-taped or re-put a wire loom in here. Here you can see that red wire coming down. But back in there's your starter. Yeah. If I can get it to focus. And right on the top of it, yeah, right here where my finger is the black and yellow cable. Looks like this. That ran all the way up and to the battery. And what I did was, I got one of these Oh, sorry. I one of these terminal block things, and I put the one from the fusible links into here on one side, and then the other side, you can see I get the starter one coming, and it's right under here. Now this is also where the positive for the battery is coming to. So I wanted to keep the starter and the battery on the same terminal because it's better to have it hooked up straight to where the battery is. Let's drop them off. And then this one I just have on the other side. Covered them up with these caps just to have a little bit more safety. Then the battery line I ran from here all the way back there, and then up there's a little grommet underneath the passenger side seat, and I'll show that here in a second. And I just cut an X in it and I ran it up into there. So let's go check out the inside. I'm gonna run to the inside. Like I said, here's the negative one right there, but the positive, get my terminal right here, goes and here's I have my amp mounted up. There are these spots on the back wall that I could thread these right into. So I made this little stand to sit behind my driver's seat. But right here I used that excess wood. Goes in here into the fuse, and this is like, you can reset this fuse. So if it trips, it'll look like that, and then you just gotta reset them like that. Pretty good. You want it to be within like 18 inches of your battery. So there's that, and then this one, like I said, runs around. It goes down and out underneath to that terminal. And that's it. That's all I had to do. Now the next thing is to take all my speaker wiring and shorten that up, because now the battery is over here. I don't got to run it all the way across. So I'm going to have a few fuse come up on this side and then go right into the smaller ones of this. Because these ones here, I like these. I got these on Amazon. They have an Allen wrench tightener right there, and then you can get 4 terminals in here. They have this little insert, so it can be 2 gauge, I believe, but then I take that insert out and you can fit the 0 gauge. And then here is 2 8 gauges or 10 gauge. I'm not quite sure what size, but you get 4 there, so it gives you the option to add more stuff if you need to, like I am with my audio. Cable wire I got from Amazon as well. Spartan Power. You see Spartan Power, made in USA, 100% oxygen-free copper. Breaker fuse I got on Amazon too. It is, let me see, Power Drive is the name of the brand. Power Drive. 300 amp I get on mine. I heard some people, they only put like 150, some people put 250. I said, let's just go 300, and then if anything happens, and I'll deal with it. But I'm learning. I don't know enough about electrical to know if I'm doing it wrong. If I am, please let me know, because I'm just a backyard mechanic. I get everything that I know off of YouTube, Google, forums, word of mouth from my friends. So I am by no means a professional, like I said in the last video. But that's my setup. I'm gonna make a custom center console here. I get my old center console off to the side there, but I'm gonna make like a little cover for this, so I don't gotta worry about if I crash and it's flying out of there or anything. But yeah, pretty clean setup. Looks nice. It works. I had the vehicle on. It runs at the 14.4 volts steady. Yeah, she's working. It's beautiful. I didn't die. I didn't shock myself. If you wanted to know why I ended up doing this, it's because I wanted more space in my engine bay. And this big old hunk of battery right here was just sitting in my way. So I did the short ram over here. Now I get that whole side on this section all open. And this is all cool. I'm going to put a box over this too eventually as well, just to keep it even more cool, away from the dust and elements and the rain and all of that. But yeah, that's it. Any questions, hit me up. Any answers for me, telling me that I'm wrong with something, please hit me up. Let me know so that I can make my corrections and film it or whatever, and not kill myself even more. I would appreciate that. But yeah, let me know. Peace.